It was outstanding. It was fantastic. I don't even have a better word in my vocabulary for the fantastic or outstanding. Like, I was really sucked into it.
Yes, another week, another Chatterbox, and in the house, we've got a new member to the crew. I'm very excited to welcome to the team. Marcy, what's going on? You good?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, I'm blessed. Thank you so much for joining us this week. I got to remember my language on this episode. We've got the future in this one. I got to remember who I am. You get me? And Wagwan is the original Garage Skanker. It's my Don on the Pirate Radio live onto your YouTube. It's Sean. What's good, bro?
Yeah, Medea, Simino. But yeah, no, I'm good, man.
Anyway, Disney, who have got a lot to live up to in all the movies they've made, have finally come out with a new film that I think appeals to many more audiences than they have done before. And today we are reviewing Pixar's latest animation, Soul, starring Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey. Soul follows a middle school music teacher named Joe Gardner who seeks to reunite his soul and his body after they are accidentally separated, just before his big break as a jazz musician. Not to shock you, but this movie budget was $150 million. That's a lot of money for a movie that didn't actually involve any physical people on screen. Now, do you think this movie was soulful or soulless?
I thought it was soulful. And I would tell a lot of people to watch it. And the $150 million, I feel like that's a lot of money, but I haven't really known what that is yet. But I have a feeling that would be at least half of the money. Half of the money would go to half of the world to feed homeless people. So,
wow. That's a powerful statement here, man. We're talking about for the future here, young ones for the future, thinking about 150 million. 150 million, man, that is bucks. That money could go to feed half the world population, and that would be a good way to spend the money. Disney spent a lot of money on their stuff, man. Inside Out, that was 175 million. So this here, 25 million shy, come on, is a lot of money. But still, Jamie Foxx, I will recommend it 100.
Yeah, do you know what? For me, I just realized now when you sort of did that intro that this was 150 million, which I think is a lot of money. I did not know, based on watching this film, that it was 150 million because I didn't really get that vibe. But then I guess when it comes to modern day graphics and how much money is spent on some of the animated Pixar films, I suppose there is that potential that it could cost quite a lot. So I think it's definitely soulful for me. I wouldn't say it was great, but there were aspects to it that I liked, and the message was pretty clear when watching it. So yeah, definitely soulful.
So it was co-written and directed by the creative team of Pete Docter and Kent Power. Did they deliver the thing for you guys?
Yeah, most definitely delivered, man. We talking about great directorship, renowned for the Pixar movies. I was engaged throughout. They brought a new vibe. I mean, you're talking about just before, was it soulful? A lot of people might think, yeah, this is good soul music for the soul. And this is a film for the soul. It is about souls as well. And I think the directors just brought out the souls in a lot of people here. And I think it's definitely going on the right tracks. The souls are going to the right places, most definitely.
It was outstanding. It was fantastic. I don't even have a better word in my vocabulary for the fantastic or outstanding. Like, I was really sucked into it.
I think the directors delivered, in my opinion. It was too much like Inside Out for me personally. I mean, I could see what they wanted to do. They wanted to give a sort of different spin, on the story, but still have that underlying message of appreciating life for what it is. Not getting too carried away with all the wants and desires that we sometimes have that might not necessarily be the things that we actually need. In the way that they portrayed, the afterlife. Actually, it was quite clever. There was little aspects to it that I thought they worked out pretty well with the way they had the system set up, where souls were first having an opportunity to live a life on Earth, and then you had the souls, obviously, once someone had died, that had to go to the light, I guess you would call it, which might be considered heaven. And it was quite clever the way they displayed that or portrayed it in the story, the way that, you know, you had certain people that was in charge of that whole process. You know, when you think about the imagination as a kid and what experiences people go through after that.
I'm glad you mentioned about Inside Out, you know, because I got that vibe as well. But I was kind of like, I find it hard to get my daughter to watch films that I've liked, because if I've liked it, then chances are she thinks she ain't gonna like it. But anyway, I said to her, it's like Inside Out. She was like, oh, that's interesting. And I liked Inside Out, so it made me like this a little bit more. What did you guys think of the music, though? Sean, I know you love your music, man. You're like the music guy, you know what I mean? When I name a song, you're like, oh, that's the tune. You know what I mean? Come on. You're the original garage skanker. What are you saying? I know, obviously, Marzi, you got the new taste. Des, you got the OG taste. What did you guys think of the music?
Yeah, do you know what? I thought the music was decent. Obviously, it had the jazz vibe to it, so it was nice having a little piano sort of vibe in it, which I thought was really good. I mean, my dad, he's from a musical background, so, you know, and all my uncles as well. So even growing up, I remember them playing like the keyboard and, you know, the piano and stuff like that. For me, hearing it, it was a bit nostalgic, and I definitely think they, again, executed that really well.
I really liked it because I play piano and I'm still learning how to do it, and I haven't heard like much jazz things on it yet. But I felt it was really nice and complicated for me to learn that. But for someone else to do it and for me to listen to it and feel really good inside, I feel that the music was really decent and nice.
Yeah, I have to echo that, man, because you talking about jazz at the fingertips, man. You talking about soul through the fingers, right there, the tips, man, just hitting the ebonies and the ivories, man, and you just vibing. Wonderful, wonderful music. Anything stringed instruments as well. I love that. A guitar, a violin. You even play the violin as well. That is music for the soul. That is music for the soul. And look, we know that Jamie Foxx, how he played the piano in Ray, and he was just amazing. But it was John Baptiste that did this one, man. And his fingers was dancing along the ebonies and the ivories, man. He was just dancing along, and you just saw that from the overhead view, and they were putting the tunes down, man. No, you can't get better than that. You just go with the flow, man, and wherever your heart takes you, wherever your soul takes you, that music just took me in a different world, man, and I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, I do love my music, man. Well, all of it, like, obviously, Disney generally get right. Like, when it comes to music, they get it right in movies, whether it's that little sound while someone's like walking around the house, the background music, or the big ballad tunes they have in them big movies. Like, it's always there. I love the way Disney do it, and they delivered. They definitely delivered. Do you know what? I'm really interested to hear, though. Marcy, who was your favorite character and why?
My favourite character was Connie because she was the best in the jazz class, and well, when I say the best, I mean she comes under Mr. Gardner, but she was really, really good, and how she felt the vibe and the music, and how she stood up in the class because she felt that her soul was just feeling it, and how her body was into the music. I think that she was my favourite character because sometimes when I listen to music, I can feel like that as well.
Wow.
That's beautiful, you know. That's so lovely, and I love the way you explain that as well. Now, Des, after watching the movie, target audience, would you say it's the families, or would you say it's bigger than that? Would you say include more people, the old people, the young people, the ones living on their own, everyone? How you your energy? It's like you've had good planting today, man. Give me more.
Yeah, I think it's a film for everybody, because right now, look, I'm an OG, like you say. This is the future right here in front of me. She loves it. I loved it. And I think it transcends age, because the music, you play music to a baby. I mean, you remember when we used to play Lang Lang, and Lang Lang is that pianist that when he takes you on a journey, you just moved all over the place, man. We were playing Mozart as well. You know, she loves it. John Legend, you're talking about these great people. But for me, it was just the music. But then you bring Jamie Foxx into it. and you got this clever acting, you got this wonderful human being, you know, talented musician, and you taken his soul. You know, he hasn't achieved what it is that he wanted to achieve, and you ending his life quite early in a way. In this day and age, especially with COVID-19, a lot of people's lives are ending quite early, and so therefore, it's for young people as well to be able to relate to it, to say, actually, so this is where my grandfather went, or you know, my uncle went, or my auntie has gone, and it gives you that little bit of hope that they're gone somewhere, they're going to fulfill what it is that they want to fulfill. Even though they were taken suddenly, they're likely to be at peace, because this kind of takes you on a journey into the afterlife and what happens when you just in a particular place spiritually, and you just appreciating what you've got, wanting more, and making sure that you're doing your best to get what it is, or to make the best out of life. You know, because life is short now these days, man. Life is short, and people are realizing that. So it gives an opportunity for everybody to watch it and maybe rethink about some of the things. I know Sean says about the wants and the needs of the people and stuff. You think differently about it, and that's the hope anyway. So cross ages, I'm happy for everybody to watch it.
Vibes, always vibes from our boy Des. Done though. Hey Sean, what are you saying with the storyline? Like, I know you're one for the storyline, like myself. Do you think it was tried and tested, done before, or was you like, rah? I like that. That's new. That's something new. What are you saying, man?
It is something that I've seen done before. So I wouldn't necessarily say like it's a great story, or this is going to be like, you know, something that's going to smash numbers and be great and get a massive write-up from like all of the critics when it comes to like the Oscars and stuff like that. But if it does well, I wouldn't look down on it or anything. I think it'll be deserved at the same time, because you know, it's nice to see that we've got a black lead in the Disney animation as well. There's not that many of them out there. So, yeah, definitely a decent story for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things to pick up on. With the storyline particularly, though, I really like the way I know we've had the ones where, you know, there's the afterlife and people wanting one more chance, that kind of storyline. Des, what did you guys think? Did they do it well?
With Soul, it gave you a better understanding, albeit quite thought-provoking, a better understanding as to what's going on inside a person's soul, inside their heart, inside their minds, as opposed to behavior. I mean, when they even done the secret lives of dogs and cats and them sort of things, man, it's similar, you know what I mean? And it gives you a different perspective to get you to understand the world around us, mind, body, and soul. And in order for you to get a better understanding, so hopefully we've taken a better understanding about our own psyche, about our own being from this film. What do you think, Marzi?
I think that the storyline, it was really good and how they had set it out properly, and
That's fine to say what you feel. You know,
I feel like it's one of the most explained movies I've ever actually watched. I feel like more of the things have been explained, how he was in the Great Beyond and the Great Before, that was explained. I felt like I could understand more of it, and not many movies I've understand things, and people have had to explain it to me. So I think how they set it out is really, really good.
Yeah, you had all these lost souls and them trying to sort of help them to, you know, find the path to a better place, or to find some sort of purpose, you know, just sort of out there wondering. No one knows what's going on, and you can see they're just like tormented. I thought that was a bit thought-provoking, wasn't it? Like I don't know how you guys thought, but the thought that, you know, you could have an afterlife where you're just literally stuck in some kind of lapse where, you know, you're neither going to heaven nor hell. I thought that was one of the things that they sort of captured really well in that animation as well. So I want to give a shout out to them for that, which is slightly different to Inside Out.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that really got you thinking, like the fact that those characters that were in that other realm, you know, where they're so depressed, basically. Especially love the character that Graham Norton played. Actually, I thought that was quite cool. It was nice to see or to hear Graham in that whole new character. this was actually Jamie Foxx's character, Pixar's first black lead role. Why you think it's taken so long, even though it was done just, you know, started a year or two ago maybe? Why is it taking so long for Pixar to get on to like just diversifying their range? I don't know if you got any thoughts on that.
We could easily justify it and say, you know, there's a time for everything. I mean, if we take into consideration the George Floyd movement and the change that's taken place, it took this long to get to where we are right now. And I think we're moving, and they're recognizing that we have got movement in ourselves. I mean, Jamie Foxx, which other character would you ever use? I mean, you're thinking Eddie Murphy, who is current and who was charismatic and who was talented. I mean, there's so many people, but choosing Jamie Foxx, I think that's fantastic. You know, we've got the young people that are coming up that are watching these things. They need to be able to identify with someone that looks like them. And I think this is a start. It's late, but it's a start. And it's for the younger generation, perhaps now. Mid-generation, maybe my age, and the younger generation. You know, well, watch this space. This time next year, once cinemas reopen, we're going to see a lot more faces that we can recognize and that we can identify with.
I think he deserved it because the only film I've actually watched before Soul with Jamie Foxx in it is Annie, and he was a really talented actor in that. So I think he deserves it because all the credit and how he's talented, how he can be famous, even though he might be famous, I'm not really sure, but he could be more famous, and I think that he really deserved it.
I love that we got the young ones, recognizing Jamie Foxx, and because sometimes you forget, like with the generation today, you forget that what we grew up watching and the famous people that we know and like, they don't necessarily have the same impact on some of the younger generations. So for me, it's nice seeing, it's a breath of fresh air knowing that the younger kids and people are actually still appreciating what some of these older people who from a black background have done to pave the way for the future and up and coming stars that we're going to be seeing on the big screen. So that's beautiful to see, man. Beautiful.
Yeah, man, you got so many good opinions to share. I'm loving having you on the show. Honestly, we'll definitely have to have you back again soon for another review. Make sure you let us know what you're watching. But before we do wrap up this review of Soul, Pixar's first black lead, Jamie Foxx, we got Graham Norton, Tina Fey, Rachel House. The names were big in this one. $150 million spent. The story, I think, it's been done before, but they've done something new with it. It's nice. There's a lot of good things to say about this, and it's on Disney Plus, so a lot of people can access it right now. It's accessible across the world. I'll be definitely interested to see the viewing figures, but most importantly, more important than anything, and I'm definitely looking forward to hearing the answer on this one from Marcy. How many stars would you give it? Honestly, like, there's the one thing. That's what people watch this show for. They want to know how many stars is it getting.
I'll give it 5 stars up front.
Boom. OG, what are you saying?
I've got to stick with my granddaughter, man. So we're giving it the 5s. Together, we're giving it 5, man. I loved it.
Yeah, for me, I feel bad because, as I say, it was a decent film. Too many similarities to Inside Out. So from a honest point of view, I'll probably give it 3 stars. But yeah, I just wish I could give it more.
Boy, it is what it is, man. Raw, it's mad. I'm always interested to hear the star ratings because that's your final opinion. It's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna put a stamp on this one. For me, 5 stars. I enjoyed it. But let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. Hit us up on the socials as well. We're all over them places there. And don't forget, while you're down in the comments, hit the red box, subscribe, hit the bell next to it so you get alerts every time a new video comes online. My name is Dan. Obviously, we got some of the crew with us. We got the brother, the original garage skanker. It's the bro, Sean. Safe, brother.
Later,
and
people.
Big shout to OG coming through with a granddaughter. The new original master of the ceremony. Come on, it's Des and Marcy. Big up you two. Thanks for coming through. Good to see you both. Anyway, bless up, people. We'll see you next time. Pow.